Yogis, welcome back to part 2. I'm so glad you made it here. We are going to start today in a seated staff pose, and today's class will obviously build off of part 1. So find yourself seated with your legs straight in front of you. Spine is pulling up towards the ceiling. So imagine I'm pulling your hair towards the ceiling and your spine is perfectly stacked. Belly button pulls in nice and tight. Hands can plant right by your hips to help you keep the straightness. And breathe. Eyes open here. We'll take this into a twist. So right hand comes to left knee and thigh. Left hand plants behind our back. Gaze over your left shoulder. Really pull your belly button in here. Think about pushing your chest forward a little bit. And use the help of your hands to twist a little bit more. Really gentle twist early on. Coming back through center nice and slow. Left hand to right knee. Right hand behind our back. Shine your chest forward. Use the help of your left hand to push into that right knee. Gazes over the right shoulder. And twist. Pull your belly button in. Spine is straight and twisting. Imagine a pearl necklace. Inhale, come back through seated. Reach your arms straight up and we're going to fold forward. Try to catch the outside of your feet if you can. If not, shins, ankles, whatever is good. Pull your chest forward. Nothing too intense. We're still early in class. Gazes forward. Have the intention like you want to bite your toes. So keep your spine flat here. And release. Go ahead, cross your shins like you're just coming, hanging out in your cross legs. This is called easy pose. We're going to roll forward on our knees to come into our tabletop. So set up, we learned tabletop in the last class. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we'll take some cat and cow from here. So drop the belly, lift the gaze, curl tailbone up. Inhale. Exhale to round, pull the belly button in, press into the palms, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Pull the hands towards the knees here. Feel your core turn on. Exhale, round. Take some cat and cow at your own pace. You can kind of wiggle your tail here if you'd like. That feels pretty good to me, but just checking in with your spine, doing what feels good for you. Moving with your own breath. Take one more round and we'll meet in tabletop pose. So back through tabletop, that neutral spine, so we're not rounding or arching. Nice and neutral. Zip your low belly up. So tuck your lower spine in a little bit. We're going to come into some bird dogs here. So tuck your low belly and feel your low belly engaged and strong. Press into the palms. Gazes forward a little bit past your mat. Start to stretch your right foot back. Keep it on the ground. If you are ready to take it up, go ahead and lift it up off the ground. Foot is flexed. If that's too much, definitely just keep your toe on the ground, okay? No worries. But if you're ready, lift it up. That should feel pretty intense in your glutes. Checking in with your spine. Now start to stretch your left fingertips forward towards the top of your mat. Stay here like that just to stabilize. Or fingertips reach straight forward. Gazes forward and down. Pressing and stretching in opposite directions with the hand and the foot. Exhale, release. We'll change sides. Left leg goes straight out behind us. Lock the knee so kneecap lifts up. And just keep the toes on the ground. Or flex into the foot and lift the foot off the ground. Checking with your spine, making sure your low belly's still engaged. You can crawl your right fingertips forward And if you're ready, lift your fingertips off the ground. Stretching in opposite directions, like a human tug of war. So imagine someone's pulling both of your hand and your foot. Like you're literally trying to touch the walls on either side of you. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And release. Let's do that one more time each side. So right leg extends. Lift it up if you're ready. Left hand reaches out or keep the fingertips on the ground. Stretch in opposite directions. Feel your shoulder blade coming out of the scapula. Glutes are strong. And release. Changing sides. Left toes back. Left heel lifts up. Foot is flexed. Right hand reaches forward. And release. Back to tabletop pose. Walk your hands a little bit forward. Tuck your toes under. We're coming into down dog. Meet me there. Hips lift up and back. You can walk your dog out. So pedal one foot then the other. So lifting one heel up then the other is what we call kind of walking the dog. I'll make this suggestion quite a bit in my classes. So I want to get you familiar with practicing with me. It's a nice way to kind of gently warm up the hamstrings. And ease into down dog early in class. Look forward and slowly step your way all the way up to the top of your mat. Baby step one foot at a time, meeting in our forward fold. Now we're going to do a reverse swan dive. So arms reach straight out from here, coming up with a flat back. Reach your hands up over your head, palms touch, look up. And we're going to swan dive now. So we reversed it. Now we're going into a swan dive. So arms are straight out like wings. Back is flat. Legs are straight. We're diving forward. Bending the knees if you need once you start to plant the hands on the ground. And we're going to step one foot back at a time. Back into down dog. Nice work. We're going to come into our knee plank. And lower to the belly, just like we did before. Press into the palms, baby cobra. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades and elbows together, look up. Exhale, release, pushing back through knee plank or high plank, and back to down dog. So I'm going to take you through 2 sun A's. So we really just did a sun A, but we did it really slow. And we did it modified. We're going to do a full sun A. So open up your ears. Look forward. Right foot's going to step in between the hands. Low lunge. Left knee's off the ground here. Left foot meets the right at the top. Fold. Have your blocks for your folds if you need, okay? Or fold on your shins, modifying where you need for your body. Reverse swan dive, arms are straight, back is flat. Come up, palms touch above our head, high mountain, gaze is up. And diving forward. Hands plant. Right foot's gonna step back. And our left foot's gonna meet it, down dog. Now we're gonna take a full vinyasa. So we're gonna do a half push-up called chaturanga. If you need to modify and do knee plank to baby cobra, that's absolutely okay. If you're ready for your full vinyasa, come through to your high plank and lower halfway. So a half push-up, kind of like baby cobra, right? So squeeze your elbows in, flip the toes under, and press up into up dog. Think about bringing your chest through your arms. Squeeze your glutes together here. The only thing on the ground is the palms and the tops of the feet. Tuck your toes back under, down dog. All right. Second side. Look forward. Left foot steps in between the palms. Low lunge. Right foot meets it. Fold. Reverse your swan dive, flat back. Palms touch above head, look up. Exhale, dive forward, hands plant. Left foot steps back. Right foot meets it. Down dog. And vinyasa, plank or knee plank. Chaturanga or lower to the belly. Baby cobra or up dog. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Nice work. All right, we're gonna do a sun B now. So look forward and let's just baby step our way up to the top of the mat. Fold. Hips are gonna sit back, chair pose. So arms reach straight out and up. Make sure your tailbone's nice and tucked. So maybe physically take your fingertips there and tuck your tailbone under. Sit back a little bit more. If the arms out is too much, keep your hands at prayer. No worries. We're gonna dive forward, flat back over straight legs, hands plant. Step back 1 foot at a time into your down dog. And take a vinyasa of choice. So either knee plank or high plank, chaturanga or lower to the belly, up dog or baby cobra, down dog. All right, right leg rises. So lift the toes up and high behind you and step it through, low lunge. Back foot plants at a 45-degree angle. Rise up, warrior one. Arms are straight up. Sit into that right glute and knee, but knee's not coming over the ankle. So knee and ankle are in one line. If your knee's coming over your ankle, you're not stepping wide enough. Square off the hips here if you can. Hands frame the right foot. Step back, down dog. And we're gonna take a vinyasa. So now you know why it's called vinyasa yoga. Either knee plank or high plank, chaturanga or lower to the belly, up dog or baby cobra, and down dog. Left leg rises nice and high. Feel your glutes turn on as you lift the left leg up and step it through. Low lunge. Right leg foot plants at a 45-degree angle. Rise the upper body up. Arms lift straight up. Warrior one. Sit into the left glute. Make sure your left knee and ankle are in one line. Again, step a little bit wider if you need. And think about squaring off the hips. Exhale, hands frame the left foot. Step back, down dog. Now typically we take another vinyasa here, but I want to take it easy on you guys. We're going to come into a back bend from here, so go ahead, lower to your knees. We're going to do a modified camel. Camel's a pretty intense back bend, but when we do it modified, it should still be some good opening for the front side body, but it won't be too much. So set up so you're sitting on your knees or standing on your knees. Put your hands in your lower back like you're putting your hands in jean pockets. Squeeze your elbows together behind your back. Physically take your hands, push them into your hips. Squeeze your glutes together like making an ugly butt. I hate to say that, but that resonates with people. So squeeze your butt cheeks together, push your hips forward, and just drop your head back. That's it. That's all we're gonna do today. Take your hands and really push them into your hips, dropping the head back if that feels good. Not pushing this anywhere we're not ready to go yet. And release, come back up. Sit back on the heels. Take a moment if you need. And we'll meet in downward dog. So hands plant, tuck your toes under, hips lift up and back. Find your breath. Look forward, right foot steps in between the palms, low lunge. Left knee is going to lower this time. Now we're going to take this into a quad stretch. If you need to bring the floor up to you, take a block underneath your left hand. Hips push forward and down. So just like we did in part 1 with the low lunge like this, our left hand's gonna plant right next to our right foot. Our right hand's gonna reach back and our back leg's gonna bend, and we're gonna try to catch hold the outside edge of our foot. Now, if you can't reach the foot, that's why a block is really great because it can help you lift up here. If you have the catch hold of the foot, start to bring the heel in towards the glute. Nice deep quad stretch. So that really depends where you're at. If you're like, whoa, I can't even catch the foot, I'm using a block, just start putting the energy there like you're reaching for the foot. Eventually, one day, you'll be able to grab it. Hips push forward and down. Pull the heel in a little bit more if you can. Being mindful of your knees here. If you have sensitive knees, I really want you to be careful. If your knees hurt, you need to back off. Release. Hands frame right foot. Tuck your left toes under. Step back to down dog. Look forward. Left foot steps in between the palms. Low lunge. Right knee lowers. Setting up with a block if you need. We're going to rise up to that low lunge like we did in part 1. But this time, our right hand's going to plant. Left hand's going to reach back for the back foot on the outside edge. Pull the heel in towards the glute. So the reason in yoga when we feel knee pain, we don't push is because it's said in yoga that you can mess with the gods, but you cannot mess with the knees. You need to be really careful with your body and with your knees. Some of these poses will bring healing to the knees. We'll get into those later on in the series. But there's a big difference between stretching pain and actual pain. And it's hard to identify that in the knees early on. So we really just suggest that you be careful, since it might be hard for you to know, like, is this normal stretching pain for me or is this actual shooting pain? So that's why I really encourage you to be gentle with your knees. Go ahead, release the hold of the back foot. Hands frame the left foot. Tuck the right toes under. Left foot steps back, down dog. Last down dog of class. Notice if it's different from the first. Maybe your heels are a little bit further towards the ground. And go ahead, lower your knees to the mat. Sit back on your hip and just swing your legs out in front of you for seated staff, like just we started with in the beginning of class. Arms reach straight up and in front of us. We're going to lower to our back, so really pull your belly button in here. This is great core strengthening, and this will really help you in some of the other poses. So pull your low belly in and up, suck it in, tighten it up, and lower one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow onto your back for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, lower down. We're going to take a different twist this time. So bend into your right knee and catch a hold of your right shin about 2 inches below the knee. Interlace your fingers, so a 10-finger interlock grip. And think about pulling that knee outside of your ribcage towards your armpit. Pull it in as much as you can, actually using your bicep strength to guide the knee there. This is called wind removing pose. Maybe you can guess why. For wind removing reasons. So pull it in. This really is good for your digestive system. If you're ever feeling bloated or gassy, come to this pose. Go ahead, release the interlock. Take your right hand out to a T. Keep your left hand on the right shin. Guide the right shin over across the body for a twist. Gaze can go towards those right fingertips. If your knee doesn't come to the ground, that's okay. Mine doesn't either. So just taking it as far as you comfortably can. You can close your eyes for the twist if you like. Breathe into the areas that you feel any tightness. And release. We'll come back through center. Right leg straightens on the mat. Bend into the left knee. Interlace your fingers, 10-finger interlock grip, 2 inches below the left knee. Pull the left knee in towards the armpit, clear the rib cage. Use your bicep strength to actually pull the knee in. If your right leg is lifting off the ground, flex into that foot. That will help it stay on the ground a little bit better and actually get you a better hip stretch. Pull it in one more time. Left hand comes straight out into a T. And right hand stays on the shin to guide the left knee over the body into a twist. Gaze can go towards the left if you like. Breathing into the spine. Twisting. So I hope you guys get more comfortable in your vinyasa today. I do a lot of vinyasas, maybe about 15 per class. So you'll build up a lot of arm and core strength just through doing really those poses. So I hope this really helped today. We're going to do a lot more. Come back through center. And this time, instead of straightening both legs, you can do that temporarily. But think about bringing the soles of your feet together for a reclined butterfly. So knees are going to come wide. And you can polish off your butterfly by catching a hold of opposite elbows over your head, or maybe opposite wrists. Imagine yourself like a butterfly laying on the mat. This is a great hip stretch. You can stay here as long as you like. This is where I will leave you today. I'd like to thank you so much for practicing with me. Please follow along to the next video for part 3 if you're following along with the beginner series. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you back soon. Namaste.